Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Online game. My pet can evolve into a beautiful girl 16. Online game. My pet can evolve into a beautiful girl. Chapter 16. Humph. Listening to the screams of killing pigs in his ears, Shuchu casually threw out a priestess and restored the health of a skeleton wolf. Then he looked at the pigskin in his backpack. Just now, I received a message. Ding. Ingredients: pork skin contains essence. Thick skin, introduction. Thick meat, yaba stack. Quality, white normal. Effect, health plus 200. Progress, 50/50ths. I didn't expect that this pigskin with stone slag also has essence. Under the influence of fate, Shuchu soon collected 70 or 80 pigskins. Then exchanged some of it for thick skin essence. Open black lens bracket ding. Thick skin essence has a high degree of compatibility with the card Skeleton Wolf Pack, and it is recommended to fuse the mutation. Open black lens bracket. Ding. Pork skin has been collected. 50/50ths is the essence extracted. Rough skin and thick meat. Open black lens bracket. Ding. Congratulations on getting the essence thick skin. This card made of thick skin essence is a strong rock pig. Rough matte pigskin. Just the right amount of dark yellow rocks, tight muscle lines. All show how suitable this pigskin is for jelly. Shuchu was afraid that he would be hungry if he looked at it again, so he withheld it. Open black lens bracket ding. Is it blessed in card? Summon Skeleton Wolf Pack. Yes. Open black lens bracket ding. Summoning Skeleton Wolf Pack successfully fused thick skin. The two become one. Skeleton Wolf health. 1530 right pointing arrow 1730. Elite Bone Wolf health 2295 right pointing arrow 2495. My own Skeleton Wolf is one step closer to invincibility. It just so happens that the thicker the health, the easier it is to deal with the salamander. Shuchu nodded his head. This rough skin and thick flesh is really to the stomach to the lung tube. At this moment, Shuchu's ears once again heard a system prompt. Ding. Congratulations on reaching full XP and successfully leveling up to level 4. Open black lens bracket. Ding. It has been detected that your life star is 15, and 15 free attribute points have been issued for you. Please assign them in time. Upgraded. Shuchu directly clicked on his properties panel and checked it. Indeed, it's time to upgrade. Level 1 to level 2 requires 1000 XP. Level 2 to level 3 requires 3000 XP. Level 3 to level 4 requires 10,000 XP. When killing Big Wolf before, the 10,000 XP rewarded by fate directly raised himself to level 3. It is only a big foot away from being upgraded to level 4. Now that I have killed so many rock pigs, I have finally made up for this kick. This time the upgrade, Shuchu's distribution attributes were integrated. Agility plus 5, Physique plus 5, Intelligence plus 5, Attack speed, Movement speed, health, defense, damage, summons. Boost across the board. After adding it, Shuchu frowned. I have to find a way to improve life star. This attribute is simply not enough to distribute. But there was another player around Shuchu, and when he heard this sentence, he would definitely agree with both hands and feet. That is, what can I add to 5 free attributes? It's a pity that there is no one around now, otherwise Shuchu will definitely answer, I can add it all over again. Quote. Level 4 to level 5 requires 15,000 experience points, and it will take a while to precipitate next. Shuchu closed the attribute panel and looked at the other harvests in the backpack. In addition to the monster materials, Shuchu's backpack has a lot of things that he can't use. The old rule, all on the shelves exchange. Open black lens bracket ding. Rocktooth sword transaction successful. Player Blood Wolf Furious Claw bought it. Congratulations on getting the silver coin X5. Open black lens bracket. Ding. Stone Ridge Arrow transaction is successful. The player Cold Wind Auschwitz buys. Congratulations on getting the copper coin X15. Open black lens bracket. Ding. As soon as the things were placed, Shuchu's life fubao jingle bells and rings. The money is going up so fast. Of course, Shuchu's luck was not bad enough that he couldn't use all the goods he shipped. Also dropped 2 pieces of gentleman's suit equipment. Gray belt. Introduction. Low-key gray leather belt. The belt part of the gentleman suit is equipped. Quality: white normal. Position: belt class. Mage priest summoner class. Effects: physique +5, agility +2. Gray leather coat. Introduction: a low-key gray leather coat. The cuirass part of the gentleman suit is equipped. Quality: white normal. Position: cuirass. Class: mage priest summoner class. Effects: physique +3, intelligence +2, agility +2. Worthy of the gentleman suit that is not good at fighting. Shu Chu's face was a little helpless. It's really not a bit of strength at all. However, as a card master, it is really useless to add strength. If you don't even have a weapon, how can you pick people? Take cards. Thinking of this, Shu Chu was really looking forward to it. What does my weapon look like? Open black lens bracket ding. Gentleman set, 4-piece set activated. Open black lens bracket. Ding. Set effects increased to intelligence +10, mana +1000, mana recovery +200%. After putting on the equipment, the gentleman's suit on Shu Chu's body has already gathered 4 pieces. After the additional bonus of attributes, Shu Chu's own magic recovery has reached a terrifying 354 per minute. On average, it recovers 5.9 per second. Although the panel shows 5 points, it is actually able to return 6 mana points per second. Enough to withstand the magic consumption of summoning skeleton wolf pack. It's also time to consider getting a new summoning card. Shu Chu checked his card master introduction. If it was an ordinary profession, Shu Chu naturally didn't need to check. But this card master is a hidden profession, and I have never heard of it. And whether it is the fairy or the confidant or the dog song, there is no information. Open black lens bracket fate close black lens bracket. There is no official website. In the end, I found a little clue in my career introduction. The one that holds this summon type card is called card pack. It is equivalent to the card pack being the lifeblood of card master. For every 5 levels, card master automatically unlocks a card pack to hold summoned cards. Level 5 unlocks the second block. Level 10 to unlock the third block. Level 15 to unlock the fourth block. ... And so on. This is the most basic way to expand, almost the same as the summoner class. There are also some special expansion channels, but that's not what I can access now. However, this information means when I reach level 5, I can have the second batch of summons. Shu Chu rubbed his hands excitedly. But I haven't got a new summon card yet. Shu Chu pulled his career introduction. Logically, summon cards are like pet eggs, they can be swiped out of monsters. But I didn't see one. Shu Chu frowned slightly. Sure enough, like pet eggs, the explosion rate is super low. Speaking of pet eggs alone, only when he killed Big Wolf before, he dropped a wolf egg. You can imagine how hard it is. However, since the boss is so good to produce rare things, Shu Chu turned to look to the east of number 11,451 Novice Village. At this time, it was already nightfall, the sky was full of stars, and the moon was faintly cloudy. The newbie village is slightly lit, which looks bright, and the surrounding is dark. Except for that novice Murito. The east side of the novice village looks like some forest fire has broken out, and it is glowing red from the bottom up. Illuminate that forest red. I remember. There is a regional boss in the east of the village. Maybe you can swipe a summon card before level 5. Shu Chu made a decision in his heart. Whoosh. Just then, a wolf howl sounded. Shu Chu subconsciously glanced at the backpack. Pigskin is enough for 100 units. Shu Chu stood up from the boulder and shot out, straightening his costume. You can go and kill the salamander. In the night, Shu Chu took the skeleton wolves towards the firelight. ... Groove. What was that just now? It disappeared as soon as it slipped out. Big black rat, or a big flock. Don't get distracted. Keep picking up stones. The timber team over there has replaced the next batch of people. Quote. Here it comes. No way. Pick up so much. What about Curly Milk and Mom M? Quote. Online game. My pet can evolve into a beautiful girl 17. Online game. My pet can evolve into a beautiful girl. Chapter 17. Open black lens bracket ding. You get plus 12 copper coins. Open black lens bracket. Ding. You get plus 11 copper coins. Open black lens bracket. Ding. You get plus 13 copper coins. Close black lens bracket. ... On the way to the east of the village, Shuchu's wallet rang non-stop. These are dividends sent by guilds such as Starry Night, Blood Wolf, Cold Wind, etc. It's nice to have someone constantly sending me money. Shuchu was very satisfied. Give some more, and you'll save enough to upgrade Summon Skeleton Wolf Pack to level 5. I have to say that Destiny is also an old yin ratio. That's cut. Not only is it automatically deducted from 10% tax for all transactions on the exchange, even the cost of upgrading your cards yourself has gone up too much. Level 1 to level 2, costs 1,000, okay. Level 2 to level 3, cost 4,000, said past. Level 3 to level 4, the cost is 10,000, which is reasonable. However, when level 4 is upgraded to level 5, it rises to 40,000 alliance coins. That's 4 gold coins. This is what ordinary people have saved. Level 5 to level 6 won't rise to 100,000 again. If that's the case, Shuchu can only admit it. But Shuchu can only hope that fate will be a person and not be so annoying. Roar. At this moment, a skeleton wolf prompt came from Shuchu's ears. Turning to look forward, a hot wind rushed in. Shuchu's eyes narrowed slightly. It's here. Looking around, on almost every boulder, there is a salamander that is 4 or 5 meters long. They are like small fire dragons inside Pokemon, with a cluster of flaming flames on their tails. The slightly bright novice village east is a lot brighter under the light of this group of salamanders. So, on the border between this bright forest and the novice village, there are many corpses of players who are chasing the light. As for why there are corpses. Salamander. Introduction. A lizard on fire. Level 5. Attack 180. Life 2000. Skill Ha, Ba. Sulfurous substances. Ha, Ba. Closing square bracket. Description. Ha, Ba blah. Effect. Salamander attack distance increased. Dash. Sulfur substance. Description. Salamanders have a fire lung. Effect. Salamanders attacks deal sustained burning damage to enemies. In terms of the ratio of rank to attribute, Salamander is inferior to Rock Pig. But Salamander has its own strong truth. Elemental damage, sustained damage, ranged damage. If such a bullish monster has the proportion of health of Rock Pig, it is unreasonable. Under this attribute, which level 1 player can survive here? And they attack remotely, that is. The hatred of this group of guys is wide. Shuchu looked for a safer route and analyzed. If you enter rashly, it will cause countless salamanders to besiege, and the difficulty will be directly doubled. But the regional boss that is Shuchu's target is still in the deepest place. The corner of Shuchu's mouth hooked a smile. In other words, you need to advance all the way. Kill the boss before the other salamanders refresh, so that they are not surrounded by salamanders and are in danger. With a twist of his finger, a priestess appeared in his hand out of thin air. Grasp the refresh time in place of salamander with my healing amount, there is not much problem. Immediately, Shuchu's heart moved, and he rushed towards the stone forest with the skeleton wolf. Phew, a nearby salamander saw an alien race appear in his territory. Directly open a huge mouth full of fangs. Ho! A flash of fire lit up from its mouth. Next moment, bah! A ball of fireball, the size of a basketball, was spit out directly by it. Towards the nearest elite bone wolf smashed over. Because the elite bone wolf moved extremely fast, but the distance between it and salamander was extremely close, this fireball did not dodge. Laugh at. An ear-tickling corrosion sound sounded instantly. -180, -18, -18, ... The elemental damage of the fire attribute ignores the defense value of the elite bone wolf and directly deals good damage to it. And with a burning effect, it makes elite bone wolf continue to draw blood. Roar. The elite bone wolf eats pain, but there is no pause in the action. Still running at full power. Straight for that salamander. Shuchu also understood that he couldn't stop this time. He rushed, and suddenly said, "It's burning. Throw away the priestess card in my hand. Instantly restore the consumed health to elite bone wolf. +180. It's not that Shu-Chu loves dogs as much as life. Rather, ho, ho, ho. At this time, myself and the wolves have already entered the range of hatred of more than one salamander. Your own means of recovery are limited, so use early CD. Just as the other salamanders were about to eject fireballs, the skeleton wolves were already approaching the enemy. Start tearing mercilessly. -105, -108, -111. ... Up to 3 figures of damage, jumping above the head of each salamander. The wolves fighting in groups keep triggering that unity buff. Each attack increases damage by 3%. Under the defensive breaking effect of tearing and biting, even if salamander has hard scales on its body, it still cannot stop the terrorist attack of the wolves. Of course, salamander doesn't just cry out for pain. Several fireballs smashed directly. -180, 180 to 180. Is just one round. Elite Bone Wolf has already lost 1/5 of his health. Even keep bleeding. Some of the bones on the body have been burned into black char by the high temperature, but the puppy is still exporting. Fortunately, Shu-Chu's skeleton wolf level is not low. Health is enough for a long time. In addition, after fusing the rough skin and thick meat essence of rock pig, health points have increased again. The value is equivalent to all of you being able to resist an ordinary attack by salamander for no reason. I'll see how long you can hold out. Shu-Chu's eyes were burning at the huge salamander. For Shu-Chu, this battle was not all conditions that were unfavorable to the battle. At least the salamander itself is bright enough. The blind state of night combat is in direct contact. And because the salamander is huge, Shu-Chu's skeleton wolf was able to rush up and vent his damage to an enemy. Unlike the previous rock pig and gray wolf, they can only be forced to fight 1 or 7 to 1. Now, that unity effect is directly full. Damage can be increased to 48% instantly. Of course, that's just an ideal value. The reality is, salamanders simply can't survive the damage of skeleton wolf. Open black lens bracket ding. Congratulations on your successful elimination of Salamander LV.5, XP plus 126, Copper plus 5, Flame Capsule plus 1. Ding. Fate Trigger, gain additional XP plus 126, 1x Copper plus 20, 4x Flame Bag plus 2, 2x. With 2 familiar system prompts sounding, this battle ended in an instant. And Shu-Chu could only show a helpless expression. Why is it only 2000 blood? It's too brittle, right? For Shu-Chu's lowly appearance, the salamander has something to say. Ha, bah, online game. My pet can evolve into a beautiful girl 18. Online game. My pet can evolve into a beautiful girl. Chapter 18. Novice Village, Nishi. I don't know what the big guy is doing. Why isn't the equipment on the shelves again? Rock Pig has also been refreshed. There are no building materials to pick up. I fight monsters and can't drop equipment. What to do? I'm already a hot weapon that can't survive without the big guy. .jpg. If I am the official fate, I will step on the horse and directly seal you. Is this what the meme pack makes you use? The big guy must have his reason for doing this. Don't inquire less. Brush your monsters well and practice your levels. You have the face to tell me to level up well. My elite 20-man team is all level 2. How many are you? Hey, my violent temper. If you are a shooter, the early damage is high. Wait for me to develop. Don't kneel and beg me. Quote. ... Quote. Listening to a few big men who did not have the slightest calmness of the battle group leader, and were still bickering like children there, Sha Yubing frowned slightly and immediately said to his team members. Leave an elite team scattered into 20 captains, continue to bring new people, and the remaining 3 elite teams will follow me to Beishan. Yes, okay, Sister Sha. With the order, a group of beauties followed behind Sha Yubing and quietly walked towards Beishan. When the beauties passed by the commanders of several major battles, they also secretly glanced at them and snickered a few times. I don't know if it's my own delusion. Blood Wolf Angry Claw seems to see the mouth shape of one of the female warriors and read 2 words. Thin dog. Can this be tolerated? At Fire Thunder, I took a screenshot. Did you see it? The little sister called you a fine dog. My angry paws are not the provocateurs. If it were me, I would definitely not be able to bear it. Shut up, you. She didn't call you, did she? If you have the ability, you will also lead the team to Bashan. Nothing. How? .jpg. Cold Wind Aushway. Honestly, Angry Claw, I really feel that you can go. Serious Face. .jpg. Snow Wolf. Angry Claw. Huh. Really fake. I'm in the front row, not enough attributes, right? .jpg. Cold Wind Aushway stretched out his hand on the shoulder of the Angry Claw. Believe yourself, your face is much thicker than the pigskin of Rock Pig. They can't break your defenses. Grandma Drip. White Emperor. Holy Sword. Ha, I have a sliding shovel. Only Fire Thunder glanced at the two in disgust, and immediately looked to the north. I don't know if the big guy needs help. However, his undead wolves are so popular, there should be no shortage of damage. Novice Village. Higashi. Abominable. If only the damage were higher. Shoo. Chu stared at the battlefield that was far from over. Can't kill one in a second. Shu-Chu is destined to only let the skeleton wolves advance steadily. Roar. Skeleton wolf roared angrily, staring fiercely at the salamander that had sprayed himself just now, only waiting for Shu-Chu's order, and immediately rushed up to take revenge. And Shu-Chu also threw out a priestess again, causing them to rush into the battlefield again. Continue. With an order, the skeleton wolf, who had just finished the battle and had slightly recovered their state, rushed to the next salamander again. During the battle, Shu-Chu was not idle, and quickly evaporated his mana value. Priestess, magician. Whenever the salamanders had the intention of moving the output, Shu-Chu would directly throw out a magician. Reduce their already unfast movement speed to turtle speed. Then let your skeleton wolf rush quickly. Prioritize solving those clever salamanders. The remaining salamanders that can't move, when dealing with them, become a precious intermission time for themselves and the skeleton wolves. With the high-intensity battle, Shu-Chu also noticed the drawbacks of the card-picking skill. It's so fast to consume blue. Pouring a bottle of magic recovery potion into his mouth, Shu-Chu twisted to the side, dodged a ball of fireball that shot towards him, and said solemnly, "Sure enough, there is no idiot lunch in the world." According to the theory of fate relativity, proposed by a female anchor in the later life. It is. The quality of this thing is here, it has its own reason. Since this skill is very effective, then it must be weaker somewhere. Truly, every time card picking is released, it will directly evaporate 5% of Shu-Chu's mana. If you ignore the magic recovery, you will only be able to release card picking 20 times. At this time, the cooldown time has become his biggest shackle. The faster the card cools down, the faster you will consume blue. Especially when the priestess cards are released. Cooldown is only 3 seconds. It costs more than 100 mana points every 3 seconds. Even if you return to the blue, it will take almost 20 seconds to recover about 5% of your mana. It's okay. These blue potions in the backpack are enough. Glancing at more than a dozen bottles of large blue returning potions, Shu-Chu was full of confidence. Keep fighting. The skeleton wolf have Shu-Chu's order as a support, and they will fight without the slightest drag. Soon, 2, 5, 10. With the rapid battle and fighting, a large clearing was quickly cleared in the stone forest. Give the skeleton wolf the space to maneuver, and the space to dodge is getting bigger and longer. Of course, the battle is still tough. After all, the task is to drive straight in and smash the boss. At the very least, if you let the skeleton wolves stick to the salamander output, the target monster will have no time to open its mouth and spit fireballs, only to deal physical attacks. Tons and tons. Shu-Chu blew a bottle of magic recovery potion again and condensed the cards again to help in battle. But this time, Shu-Chu condensed a strange card in his hand. In the card was a handsome man in a Chinese costume. He smiled as if he was drunk, and staggered towards the bottomless abyss. And the card is frozen in the scene where he is about to take the last kick. At the bottom of the card, there is also a string of letters. Fool. I'm curious, what would happen if this card were made dynamic? Shu-Chu didn't focus on this card, but found a salamander with its mouth open in the distance and about to spit out fireballs and threw it out. Give you a gift. Ho. The neck of the salamander, which had been full of flame liquid in its mouth, itched one by one, and then suddenly closed its mouth. Gollum. That mouthful of inflammatory liquid directly, soft in the mouth, a line of throat, down. The salamander did not open its teeth, but danced its claws and jumped up in place. The corner of Shu Chu's mouth grinned. Hee hee. Quote. The next moment, the salamander was finally able to open its mouth. Whoosh. Roar, roar, roar. Woo. Quote. -36 crit. -36 crit. -36 crit. ... Looking at the salamander, who was happily opening its teeth and dancing its claws after receiving the gift, a smile cracked at the corner of Shu Chu's mouth. So happy. Then, the skeleton wolf, who freed their hands, directly pounced and gave the salamander a full-body spa. Soon the salamander was killed by spa. Finally, he offered experience copper coins and yan sack as a return gift for Shu Chu. How embarrassing is this? Shu Chu looked at the yan sack in his hand and said shyly. Open black lens bracket ding. Material flame sack contains essence. Heat storage organ. Heat storage organ. Introduction. Grow a fire lung that stores a lot of heat energy. Quality. White normal. Effect. Can be actively detonated, causing range damage. Progress. 42/50. Ding. Heat storage organ, essence and card, skeleton wolf pack are extremely well matched. Fusion mutation is highly recommended. Not surprisingly, salamander also has essence in its material. And fit. Extremely high. Shu Chu's eyes widened. Never seen such a shocking prompt. And this can be actively detonated, means from melee soldier to death squad. ... I have to say that the effect of the Fool card is beyond my imagination. Number 0. Fool for 5% mana. Your next attack will silence the target for 1 second and cool down for 5 seconds. Opening square bracket. Fool is the first card in the deck. It does not deal damage, is not affected by magic attacks and mana, and does not seem to have any growth. But it has the strongest, silent, effect. You know, almost all abilities that transcend ordinary attacks can be called skills. I won't say anything instantaneous, but if you need to chant, what skills do you have to cast before casting? Will be restrained by silence. It's even more invincible against a legal profession like a mage. Plus, the card cooldown is only 5 seconds. Silence enemies for 1 second every 5 seconds. Unfortunately, when facing a group enemy, it is a little stretched, but in the face of a single enemy. Exclamation mark ... Quote. Shu Chu's words did not fall, and suddenly a heaven-shaking roar came from in front of the battlefield. Tens of meters ahead of the front line where the skeleton wolf and the salamander are fighting, and suddenly it is open. There, it's a huge open-air magma. Quote. There was a constant bubbling in the magma. Next moment, one head is 2 meters tall. Huge fire-red lizard 7 meters long. Climbed out of the magma. Its appearance is even more powerful. The scales on the body surface are more dense, with a sharp, V shape. No matter from that angle, it is not difficult to see that this big guy is terrifyingly strong. Open black lens bracket ding. You disturbed the sleeping boss, flame dragon lizard. It's angry now. The corner of Shu Chu's mouth grinned. Here it is. Online game. My pet can evolve into a beautiful girl 19. Online game. My pet can evolve into a beautiful girl. Chapter 19. Flame Dragon Lizard. Introduction. The king of the salamander and water dragon snake are feuds, and he was seriously injured after fighting with him, and his attributes were greatly reduced. Level 10. Black Iron Boss. Attack 400 injured, life 30,000 injured. Skill Ho Ba. Liquid Sulfur, Scorching Scales, Skyfire. Update 12 hours refreshed 12 hours after death. Dash Ho Ba. Closing square bracket. Description. Ho, blah blah. Effect. The flame dragon lizard attacks are extremely long, and each attack can deal 2 stages of damage. Dash. Liquid sulfur. Description. The body temperature of the Yanlong lizard is high enough to melt sulfur. Makes peacock players daunted. Effects. Each attack of the dragon lizard will add burn, continuous loss of life, and corrosion reduces defense effects. Scorching scales. Description. You are so burning. Effect. Defense and fire attribute resistance increased. Skyfire. Description. The Yanlong lizard spit out all the liquid sulfur in its body. Effect. The selected area continuously deals high fire attribute damage, with an additional liquid sulfur effect. ... This attribute, pure attack specialized type boss. just highlight a destroying whirl. This is still only a property after serious injury. If the state is full, then it must not be. Shu Chu was stunned for a second. I don't seem to have seen the appearance of Yanlong lizard after its state is restored. Quote. After all, the injury of this boss was set by fate. However, according to the setting, the Yanlong lizard is either fighting with the water dragon snake or raising the injury of fighting with the water dragon snake. This is love. Snap. ... At this moment, another salamander fell to the ground. Roar. The Yanlong lizard, who saw the death of his kind, felt the provocation, and after roaring, a light directly came out of his mouth. Ho. Blah. Next moment, two spit sounds in quick succession burst directly from the mouth of the flame dragon lizard. Two bucket-sized fireballs shot straight at a bloody skeleton wolf. -400, -600 crit. In a flash. Before the skeleton wolf could react, it was instantly burned to ashes. Musei, spike. Shu Chu's heart trembled. If it was the enemy who was killed in seconds, Shu Chu would be a little happier. But it was his own skeleton wolf that was seconded. It's all blue. Shu Chu stretched out his hand, and mana poured into his right hand, condensing a translucent summoning skeleton wolf pack card. Gala. Quack. Immediately, a brand new skeleton wolf reassembled and appeared beside Shu Chu. Up. After the skeleton wolf was reborn, Shu Chu directly ordered. All the skeleton wolves rushed towards the flame dragon lizard, who had just climbed out of the magma. Roar. Yanlong lizard also entered the combat state, found the opportunity for the skeleton wolves to approach, turned its body, and flicked its tail. Swish. The corner of Shu Chu's eyes twitched, and he hallucinated the scene where Yi Mengja had to pump his own tail. So he hurriedly ordered the skeleton wolves. Jump. Next moment, all the skeleton wolves were like jumping a big rope, jumping one by one, avoiding the sweeping tail of Yanlong lizard. The Yanlong lizard turned his head and looked at the skeleton wolf, who had nothing to do, and his nose sprayed a spark. Can you hide like this? But this is only an episode of this life and death battle. After the skeleton wolves dodged this blow, they moved to speed and continued to approach flame dragon lizard. The largest elite bone wolf has already approached the flame dragon lizard at this time, trying to wrestle with it. Whoosh. The elite bone wolf is going to be on the front leg hard of the Yanlong lizard. -121. Shish. This injury made Shu Chu can't help but gasp. Level 4 elite bone wolf with up to 161 damage. Rip Bit can ignore the opponent's 10 defenses. And this bite only caused 121 damage. In other words, this flame dragon lizard's defense power is as high as 50 points. Ordinary level 10 players, even if they add points with full strength, will not be able to break the defense of this flame dragon lizard. Terrifying. Shu Chu sighed secretly, holding a fool in his hand. Ready to interrupt dragon lizard's skills at any time. At this time, the other skeleton wolves had also approached Yanlong lizard, and they all opened their mouths and bit on its fine scales. Unity. +1 unity +1 unity +1. ... Skeleton wolves attack unified units, and the damage is constantly stacked. Soon it was 16 layers stacked. Direct damage bonus of 48%. The normal skeleton wolf attack has 116 points. Originally, it only dealt 76 damage. As a result, under the influence of Unity, it successfully reached 112 points. One after the other, almost nothing happened. But this is not the same for creatures that attack high after breaking the armor. Elite Bone Wolf damage up to 179 when the Unity buff is stacked. Higher than the attack power on the panel. One can imagine how high the level of hatred in the eyes of Elite Bone Wolf is in the eyes of Yanlong Lizard. And so it is. Yanlong Lizard almost pressed Elite Bone Wolf to hit. A slight fireball rubbed against the Elite Bone Wolf. The ribs of the Elite Bone Wolf were directly burned into charcoal and shattered. It looks miserable, only a trace of blood remains. Just when the Yanlong Lizard was ready to breathe again and directly burn the Elite Bone Wolf. Fool. Shu Chu found the right time, and a card was thrown directly over. Silent effect. Launch. This made the Yanlong Lizard, who was just about to spit fire, swallow it back. Whoosh. The Yanlong Lizard suddenly shut up, just like the salamander that was choked before. The mouth only feels swollen and hot. Can't spit it out yet. Even if you swing your limbs and tail wildly, you can't break free from the shackles of your mouth. I can only swallow this hot magma helplessly. However, the sulfur-smelling magma caused it to snap its nose and flow out of its nostrils. After just 1 second, the silence effect of the fool card fails. The Yanlong lizard opened its mouth, and the residual magma mixed with the smell of sulfur flowed from the corners of its mouth, making it look even more fierce. Ho! An angry low groan came from its chest. Although the elite bone wolf took advantage of the injury of the Yanlong lizard to escape. But this is only temporarily surviving. Yanlong lizard's attack was so ferocious, Shuchu's skeleton wolves couldn't withstand it at all. But it's just temporarily unbearable. Shu Chui licked his lips. Just now, the gold coins that kept entering the account finally broke through the full 40,000 mark. The Summon Skeleton Wolf Pack card, which has been stuck at level 4 for a while, finally has a chance to level up further. Open black lens bracket ding. Do you spend 4 gold coins, 40,000 copper coins to upgrade the card Summon Skeleton Wolf Pack? Opening square bracket. Level 5 effect preview. Attack magic attack X 180% right pointing arrow 210% life magic attack X 3000% right pointing arrow 3500%. Defense magic attack X 60% right pointing arrow 70%. Upgrade. In the next instant, the body surfaces of all the skeleton wolves lit up with a dazzling white light at the same time. All kinds of injuries were also healed in this instant. The elite bone wolf, which was still miserable just now, also exuded vigorous vitality. From the panel, the properties are directly improved. Name, skeleton wolf. Level 5. Attack 152, formerly 116. Life 2265, formerly 1730. Defense 41, formerly 31. Name, elite bone wolf. Level 5. Attack 214, formerly 161. Life 3298, formerly 2495. Defense 62, formerly 46. Compared to before, this attribute has been raised to a terrifying value. Elite Bone Wolf's defense power skyrocketed to 62 points. Higher than Flame Dragon Lizard. The attack of ordinary players falls on it, and it is not even a guasha, it can only be called polishing. What else can be said about this attribute? Level 5, okay. After the cooling was over, Shuchu condensed a priestess in his hand, always ready. Come on, the second round. Online game. My pet can evolve into a beautiful girl 20. Online game. My pet can evolve into a beautiful girl. Chapter 20. Properties are promoted, status is full. The situation on the battlefield began to tilt in the direction of Shuchu. And yet, right now, ho, 2 lizard calls came from Shuchu's side. No need to look back, Shuchu also knows. Salamander refreshed. Obviously I just cleaned up that salamander near here, and it was refreshed so quickly. This only shows one thing. These 2 salamanders are monsters that have died before. After they randomly refreshed within a certain range, they just refreshed behind Shuchu. It's not very lucky. Shuchu frowned, and could only temporarily call out 6 wolves from the front line fighting with the Yanlong lizard. Prioritize solving the refreshed salamander. Fight with those 6 wolves, normal attacks are thrown to salamanders, and skills are thrown to Flame Dragon Lizard. The number of skeleton wolf on the front line is small, and the pressure has increased sharply. The amount of blood drops so fast. But that's all it takes. Fortunately, the attributes of the skeleton wolves have been improved. The efficiency of killing salamander is much faster than before. Open black lens bracket ding. Congratulations on successfully destroying Salamander LV.6 XP plus 152, Copper plus 7, Flame Bag plus 1. Ding. Fate triggers. Ding. Congratulations on successfully destroying Salamander LV.5 XP plus 121, Copper plus 5, Flame Bag plus 1. Ding. Fate triggers. Not long after, the salamander was violently killed, and the 6 skeleton wolves were seriously injured 1 and slightly injured 3, but fortunately none of them died. Otherwise, it will definitely make the already not rich blue volume worse. It has to be me. Shuchu, who didn't do much damage, said so. In this high temperature environment, Shu himself will inevitably be contaminated with flames, and his health will continue to decrease. But, fortunately, Shu continued to add, physique, attributes. Makes health up to 400. Although I don't dare to be hit by Yanlong lizard, but this little scratch is still no big deal. It's that Shu feels a bit wasted. Life recovery potion. This large bottle of blood recovery potion can restore 20 life points per second, which can last for a full 60s. But yourself, even if it is already empty blood, it only takes 20 seconds to get back to full blood. But I only have high-grade potions. After turning a bottle helplessly, Shu became more serious. In order not to continue wasting the potion, you can only quickly kill the big lizard. Open black lens bracket ding. The inflammatory sac has been collected. 50/50ths is the essence extracted. Heat storage organ. Just when the skeleton wolves were all going to find trouble with the Yanlong lizard, a prompt suddenly sounded in Shu ears. Assembled. Shu condensed a priestess, and after casually throwing it to the elite bone wolf, he looked at this essence distractedly. Shu found that the heat storage organ does not appear directly on the body of the skeleton wolf. Rather, it is a selective variation. Spend mana and let whoever you want to grow a fire lung can make it. So what is there to hesitate about? Shu waved his big hand and directly fused it into summoning skeleton wolf pack. Airplanes. Yanlong lizard saw that the skeleton wolf shimmered again, and immediately prepared a vigilance posture. When they were bright just now, they were much more powerful than before. Isn't that going to be stronger again? The flame dragon lizard, whose health has dropped to about 40%, feels that his life is like a torch in the wind. Yet the next moment, the light on the skeleton wolves dispersed. Nothing happened. Yanlong lizard was stunned, picked up his tail and hit again. Dare to play me, obedient. And Shu, who opened the heat storage organ essence in the distance, did not pay attention to the battlefield anymore. This heat storage organ, a bit of a bug, right? Effect preview. Spend mana. Skeleton wolf changes into fire wolf. Attribute base changes, gains talent self-explosion. Opening square bracket. Attack 100% increased to 200%, 248 health, 100% reduced to 50%, 1032 defense, 100% reduced to 20%, 8. Talent. Self-detonation. Deals range damage to the surroundings when dying. Quote. Attack doubled. Still a range damage. Quote. This. You call this the essence of white ordinary quality? Shu silently recited 2 sentences in his heart on the spot. Relativity. It can't be a good thing. There must be a price. Quote. Suddenly, when I saw the cost mana, the corners of my eyes couldn't help twitching. Sure enough. Spend 10,000% maintenance fee to mutate. Obedient. 10,000%. 100 times. This Nima is too much. Well. Shu was stunned. Wait a minute. 100 times the maintenance cost. If I'm not mistaken. As if the maintenance costs of a single skeleton wolf. Only 1 mana. 100 times is only 100 mana. Scare people. Shu couldn't help but scold secretly. However, this mutation really works. Shu turned his attention back to the battlefield. At this time, both the enemy and us, the state is already very miserable. Yanlong lizard bit a skeleton wolf in its mouth, making the skeleton wolf unable to move, and its health continued to drop. Seeing that another skeleton wolf was about to die, Shu directly waved his hand. 100 mana points for clams, spent. Next moment. That skeleton wolf lit up with a burst of white light. Yanlong lizard looked at it, and the corners of his mouth grinned. Want to fool me again? But soon, Yanlong lizard felt that something was wrong in his mouth. The guy stuffed in his mouth is still getting bigger and bigger. Ha, suck it. Quote. Because I wasn't prepared. My jaw that bit too deeply was about to dislocate. Just then, the light dissipated. The Yanlong lizard found that the skeleton wolf in its mouth changed from a thin skeleton shelf to an orange-red skeleton wolf with a big belly and a juicy look. No, now it can no longer be described as skeleton wolf. It has a layer of bone-colored skin. Except for the round, orange-red transparent belly, the other limbs and parts are still skinny and bone-like. Some deformities. Yanlong lizard was puzzled. What's going on? Immediately, it rolled its eyes and looked at the smiling human in the distance. Shu Chu said confidently, "That's right, I did it." Immediately, Shu Chu directly ordered. Burst. Instructions are given. After mutating, even if it was still a bloody fire wolf, his body suddenly swelled further. Next moment, boom, the Yanlong lizard, whose mouth had just been stretched to the limit, was completely dislocated this time. Ah, pain. It hurts so much. This explosion directly made it lose the attack mode of tearing and biting. Ah, if it weren't for the fact that his only remaining attack organ was the fire lung, Yanlong lizard would almost explode in anger. With a roar, the body of the flame dragon lizard also began to swell. But not the stomach, but the lungs and the chest. Immediately, it looks up to the sky. The mouth that couldn't be closed lit up far brighter than before. Hot glow. Fire rain. The corner of Shu Chu's mouth grinned. It's really an old bee boarding reporter. Immediately, Shu Chu threw out the fool card that he had been holding in his hand for a long time. Look, I directly ruined your skills. Well, Shu Chu was stunned. Because Yanlong lizard has a dislocated jaw and can't close its mouth. Silent. Failed. Groove. Shu Chu was shocked, so he hurriedly signaled to all the skeleton wolves. Let them run to themselves. And then it's like stacking arhats. Cover yourself. Right in the next moment. Boom. A deafening popping sound sounded. Subsequently, players who are far away in number 11,451 have seen the shining fire of the east of the novice village. Is that the fireworks written in ancient books? Fireworks. What is that? I look at blacksmiths like ours. Quote. Such a big iron flower. How much iron must be beaten? I don't know how much iron, but I know that if I touch it, it must hurt. ... I'll wipe it. Shu Chu gritted his teeth and got up from the skeleton wolf's ashes. The heavenly fire shot of flame dragon lizard just now directly burned a full 11 skeleton wolf. Even if those skeleton wolves are all residual blood. But it is also enough to see how strong this heavenly fire is. It is worthy of the life-saving skill of the flame dragon lizard. Shu Chu stared at the half-dead Yanlong lizard in front of him, whose body was much grayer, and a smile curled at the corner of his mouth. That's it. Yanlong lizard has the heart to scold Niang. But at this time, it has already looked away. After unleashing the final skill, it fell into a weak state, and could only watch as the human summoned the skeleton wolf again. Another attack was then launched against himself. Eventually, open black lens bracket ding. Fate announcement. Open black lens bracket. Ding. Congratulations to Traveler Anonymous for being the first regional boss to kill Flame Dragon Lizard, which rewards plus 20,000 XP, plus 20 credits, and plus 200 Church of Light reputation. Open black lens bracket. Ding. The first death of the regional boss. The combat power of Salamander of Yanwang decreased by 10%, and the combat power of Salamander of number 11,451 decreased by 20%. Close black lens bracket. ...